Good afternoon. Welcome to Midcap Radar. I'm Sonal Bhutra. With me, as always, is Vivek Iyer. We did see a sharp spike. We've come up from the highs, but still in the green so far for the Nifty. What's doing well is the broader market. So a lot of action there. Something we'll discuss on the show today. Hey, Vivek.
Broadly a green-based scheme. The only thing that's seeing a bit of a cool-off has been the banks, and Nifty Bank is the one that you can see on the top of screen cooled off quite a little bit. But quite a lot lined up on the show. Let's start off with the top headlines. Market cools up from opening highs with banks and auto stocks coming under pressure. PSU metal stocks outperform, mid-caps in line with the benchmarks.
Volta surges over 3% near record high after a strong performance in Q1. Brokerages Nomura, Jefferies and UBS bullish on stock. Nomura says growth outlook for company remains strong.
Ola Electric nearly doubles from listing price as stock hits high of 146 rupees per share today. HSBC initiates buy on the stock with a target price of 140 rupees a share. Says despite their conservative view on EV, they believe Ola is worth investing in.
Shiva Cement surges nearly 4% after its promoter JSW Cement files for 4,000 crore rupee IPO. JSW Cement holds 66.17% stake in the company and had acquired it in 2017.
GNSPA surges nearly 5% after its arm gets 3 letters of awards worth nearly 3,000 crore rupees. With these recent orders, the company's total order book exceeds over 24,000 crore rupees.
Okay, all right. Those are the top headlines for the markets as we've been pointing out. The Nifty right now is up 25 points. Mid-caps better than the benchmark. However, there's not so much of a difference right now. So 86 points higher on that one. It's been quite steady around those levels. In last couple of minutes, we've seen some fall from the highs on the Nifty as well. Small cap index, that should come up for you on the screen because the small caps seem to be defying what we are seeing with the benchmarks and the banks as well. So that index is up 1.5%. So one-way move there on the small caps. As Vivek was mentioning earlier, banks are under pressure. So that index is down around 130 points.
Well, what an unusual move as far as small caps are concerned. 1.5% higher, significantly outperforming the benchmark indices. A couple of stocks on the radar. If you're looking at the metal stocks, in the last hour of trade, the metal stocks have actually moved to the high point of the name. So if you look at names like SAIL, Tata Steel, the other ones today, especially in the last hour, that are doing quite well. But we have Hormaz who's standing at the wall to take us through the mid caps that are moving around in the session.
Well, small caps is where the action is lying in today's session. The mid-cap index is currently flat, as you just highlighted. But barring Ola, which has been in the news ever since it listed, or maybe even before that, there are many others that are moving in the broader markets. And IIFL, we'll start off with some of the gainers in the broader markets that will come up on your screen. Now, there you can see Ola almost now doubling from its IPO price. But yes, IIFL Finance up 8.5% in today's trading session. NCC recently announced the record date for its dividend first source. That continues to move. Gravity-defying moves continue there. Now 330 on the stock, another 8% in today's session. And Glenmark, some healthy commentary coming in there from the management. The capital market linked names are continuing to do well as well in today's session. CDSL, the record date for its bonus issue is coming closer. 3.5% higher. Stock is up 30% in the last month. Angel One is up nearly 10%. CAMS also at the highest point of the day now, 8% higher. Ramdev Agrawal also spoke this morning saying he likes these capital market linked names. PSU banks, the index is among the top sectoral gainers today. All constituents among the PSU bank index are trading with gains. And here as well, most of these names low float, of course, but trading with gains between 2.5% to 4%. Stocks doing well on the back of very strong volumes, and Kaplan Point is one of them. Positive commentary coming in there from the Brazilian drug regulator, 14% higher now on the stock. Triveni Turbine was up almost 8-6% at one point of the day, has cooled off very sharply over the last couple of hours, 2.5% lower now on very strong volumes, of course. Godfrey Phillips, Bombay Burma, Poly Medicare also seeing strong gains today on very strong volumes. And of course, lastly, some stocks not doing well today. V-Guard at the lowest point of the day now, 7.5% lower. Mazgaon Dock seeing some profit booking, as is Kalyan Jewelers. Back to you guys.
Okay, all right. Some interesting names there. Some profit booking that we've been seeing post results. Largely, it has not been a very strong Q1 as well. So thank you, Hormaz, for joining us as always and getting us that list. It's time to welcome Sudeep Shah of SBI Securities for a technical check on the markets. Sudeep, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. What is the market suggesting right now? Do you think we'll see a sideways move? We did see that stellar rally on Friday. We've not been able to continue that. But yes, markets in the green today as well.
Good afternoon, Sonal. Sonal, what I feel is that while we are seeing some kind of sluggish action in terms of Bank Nifty, it is Nifty IT and oil and gas that is supporting the Nifty today, and it's okay if we are consolidating today post that Friday's bigger rally. So till the time Nifty holds above this zone of 24,400, 24,430, now where the maximum put writers have shifted their positions to that strike price. So I feel till that zone is guarded, steadily we will see an up move up to 24,700, 24,750 in the next couple of sessions. My only worry is with respect to Bank Nifty, because today also if we see Bank Nifty resisted somewhere closer to 50,700, 50,750, where the 20-day exponential moving average is placed. So for Bank Nifty, it is imperative that this zone of 50,700, 50,750 crosses for a sustained rally up to 51,200, 51,400 in the coming few sessions. But what's encouraging apart from both these indices is the small cap and the mid cap indices, the way they have moved, and a lot of individual stock specific action that we are witnessing.
Good afternoon, Sudeep. Like you mentioned, small and mid cap doing very well. What are the individual stocks on your radar? Are they from the large cap or the mid cap space?
Vivek, they are from the mid cap space only. So the first one that I like is Nuvama. Now, if you see this stock Nuvama, this stock had a good rally in the month of July, and going into the month of August. So post that there was some correction. The stock did not even breach its 20-day exponential moving average, and today we are seeing one more rebound on the upside, and it's in the direction of the original uptrend. So from the current levels, I feel that Nuvama could be bought with a stop loss of 62.50 on the downside and a target of 65.50 on the upside. The second stock that I like is Praj Industries. Now, similar pattern lies here also. There was a decent up move from 660 to 740 in the first week of first 10 days of August. Then there was minor profit booking wherein the stock retested its 20-day exponential moving average. And once again, we are seeing a strong action on the upside. So the daily, weekly, monthly, all the time frames, the charts are suggesting constructive move on the upside. So we feel from the current levels, Praj Industries could be bought with 710 as a stop loss on the downside and 765 to 770 targets on the upside.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Sudeep, for joining in with all those details and your individual technical picks as well. We'll slip into a short break now. When we come back, we'll talk more about specific stocks and talk about Kaplan Point and Ola Electric, which are buzzing in trade today. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Midcap Radar. The indices continue to hover near the flat line with the small cap index outperforming. One particular stock on the radar is Indigo, that's Interglobe Aviation. Just now we saw the fact that there was market share data that came out, and the company appears to have gone ahead and reclaimed some market share in the month gone by. And along with that, just around 2 hours ago, there was also a large trade. Post that, the stock has recovered quite sharply from the day's lowest point, now trending closer to the flat line. The other stock on the radar is Kaplan Point. The stock fires up in trade as the company said that it received 0 observations by Brazilian regulator. In our segment Midcap Spotlight, Ekta joins us with more details.
Well, yes, Kaplan Point is seeing a double-digit gain in today's trading session. That is because there is positive news with regards to a regulatory inspection. Anvisa, which is basically the Brazilian regulator, has conducted an inspection of their steroids, injectable and ophthalmic facility in India, and they have issued 0 observations in this particular inspection, which means that this inspection has been successfully cleared. It took place between the 12th of August to the 16th of August. This is something that the company had also mentioned, that the Brazilian regulator will be inspecting one of their facilities in their Q1 call. Now, the company says that Brazil is an important part of their expansion plans in Latin America. Remember that they get majority of their revenues from Latin America. So with this inspection, it opens doors to the largest market in that particular geography of Latin America. Brazil, Mexico and Chile are new opportunities for the company in terms of expansion, and hence they believe that this regulatory regulatory inspection, which was successful, would help them in terms of opening doors for Brazil.
All right. Thank you so much, Rekha, for joining us with all those details. Kaplan Point up around 13.5% in trade today. Well, one company or one stock, I would rather say, that continues to see an up move is Ola Electric. In fact, the company announced its foray into electric motorcycle segment, the launch of the Roadster series motorcycles. The stock continues to electrify the street, nearly doubling since listing now. Sudarshan is joining us now to tell us more in terms of valuations and more fundamentals. Sudarshan.
So what a move the Ola Electric has had since listing. If you remember, IPO price was rupees 76 per share and the stock listed almost at the same price, but from that level it has almost doubled, and in today's trade it hit intraday record high of rupees 146 per share. But remember, free float is only 17% of total outstanding shares. What does it mean? Only 17% of total outstanding shares is available for trade. Also, in the recent announcements, company had launched Made in India 4680 Bharat battery cell, and company has promised faster charging and more energy storage via this battery. And also company has entered motorcycle segment, had launched Roadster portfolio starting at ₹74,999. On the brokerage note, HSBC has initiated coverage with a buy call and target is ₹140 per share. It says despite its conservative view on EV, it believes Ola is worth investing in as companies' go-to-market and localization efforts are noteworthy, and it should attract investors looking to play electrification theme in India. Target price for Ola Electric by HSBC implies FY28 price to sales of 2.9 times and EV to EBITDA of 39 times.
Thank you so much for that, Sudarshan. In fact, earlier today, we caught up with Elara Capital Jay Kale as well as HLPC India's Yogesh Agarwal. Let's also listen to their views on Ola Electric.
There are positives and there are negatives. Of course, being the positives, they are one of the leaders in terms of electric scooters in the country. Their ramp up has been pretty impressive. In a very short span, they have ramped up quite well on the EV two-wheeler side, and now they are going ahead with the EV motorcycles as well. But one needs to be cautious about their cell venture as well. Globally, cell prices have crashed. How much of a benefit will that cells be for their internal consumption versus peers? That needs to be looked at. The cell, stability in terms of yields is also something that needs to be looked at, and hence, once the cell manufacturing comes on full stream, how much of that really gives in terms of cost advantage is something that is, still, execution is one of the key risks for Ola over here on the cell side.
At least for the next 2 years, things will be better, and it will be driven by 2-3 reasons. One, the costs have finally started to come down, especially the battery cost. I mean, from last year, the cathode prices or costs are down almost 60% from the peak. And so that should help. And secondly, I think we have all been looking for a push factor, just pushing electric vehicles in the market, but we need to create a pull factor. So, and that pull factor from the customers will come when there are more options in the market. So next year, we're going to see a series of launches in four-wheelers. And in two-wheelers, anyway, the launches are happening more and more. With more launches, there'll be more options. And I think there will be some bit of a pull factor. It is very, very tough to electrify motorcycles. Just to give you a context, a theoretical range for a Splendor is 700 to 800 kilometers. And with higher power and higher range, it is still slightly cheaper than Activa, which is the largest selling ICE scooter in India. So I think to electrify a motorcycle, you need a much larger battery, and that will significantly increase the cost and the weight of the vehicle. So it will be a very big challenge to electrify motorcycles. Large part of the market will find it tough to electrify, which is why our estimates for FY28 are around 20%. But the good thing is even 20% from the current 6-7% means that the EV market will grow at 30 to 40% CAGR for the next 5 to 6 years.
Okay, that's all about Ola Electric and the EV space in general. By the way, just take a look at the Midcap Index because it is now in the It's just at the flat line. It has fallen from those highs and it is underperforming the Nifty right now. So the Midcap Index, a sharp fall that we've seen in the last couple of minutes. In fact, the Nifty as well, if you look at it, it is very close to the day's low. So there has been a continuous fall from the highs. The Sensex is in the red right now, 56 points lower there. Bank Nifty that continued to be lower, and that has been the case again. So just watch out for that one. Sensex is at the day's low. So there is some pressure that we are seeing coming in at this particular time. So stocks like ICICI Bank, there's IndusInd Bank, some of these consumer names which are putting the pressure that we are seeing on the Nifty currently. There you go. ICICI Bank again at the day's low. You have IndusInd Bank also, which is putting pressure on the Nifty that we are seeing right now. But let's move on because we have spoken to a lot of managements today. Growth in ticketing segment would be same as FY24, says Sanjay Kumar Jain, Chairman and Managing Director of IRCTC. Speaking to CNBC-TV18, he also said that he expects the internet ticketing margins to stay at the current levels. Listen into what he had to say.
We have already entered into MOU with 8 states. And another 2 states are almost ready for implementation. So I will try to maintain the same numbers. Our strategy is to maintain the same amount of growth, same numbers of growth on a year-to-year basis. IRCTC in business which is seasonal. When chutti is there, when people are going on tourism, when children are going on holidays, then our earning, our ticketing during that period, the revenue enhance during that period. If you see the trend, it is similar. But I am happy to say that we almost maintain the same revenue which we on a Q-to-Q basis also, and around 16%, 13% growth in IT earning. So far as IT revenue is concerned, IT margin concerned, yes, certainly it will be the same because we are not reducing any charges.
A very interesting conversation there with IRCTC, but let's now slip into a short break. We'll get you more on the markets and stock-specific action on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Midcap Radar. Let's now get you a CNBC-TV18 exclusive. Earlier today, we spoke to Ramdev Agarwal, the chairman and co-founder at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. Let's listen in to his views on Zomato as well as Trent.
What kind of thing we accumulated at sub-100 level after the first correction? I think quite a bit of that we have sold at a mutual fund level, but exact position I would not know as of yesterday or today, but significant trimming has happened as the prices have moved to 200 plus, and also because of risk management, when the portfolio size goes beyond 10%, regulatorily also you have to trim it, and even as per our own style of investing, we bring it down to 6-7% kind of thing. So I think all of these have led to some kind of profit booking, but my outlook for the industry still remains extremely buoyant. So valuation is one thing which is becoming difficult even for most bullish person like me to justify. So wherever there is a predictable growth, we are seeing massive demand, and at times the prices are running ahead of the underlying value. So I would think that prices even in Trent has reached a level which is very difficult to understand. But there is a momentum in the company's performance as well as in the price.
Well, very interesting views on Zomato as well as Trent. But that's all the time we have on Midcap Radar. Your stocks when we return.